Hello and welcome to Monday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. Two bus services which have been described as a lifeline for elderly residents in Torbay are due to be suspended next month as the operator can no longer afford to keep them going.
The R-Bus routes are run by a community project. It says it's losing too much money to maintain the vehicles and employ drivers.
Nick Smith is live in Torquay for us this evening. So Nick, first of all, just how crucial are these buses for the people who use them? Yeah, Nick, lots of people affected by this. Can the local council step in to try and help at all? Let's now turn to other news across the West Country this evening, and three boys aged 13 and 14 will be questioned by police after a bus.
A couple from Launceston are appealing to the Health Minister after they were refused IVF treatment by their local NHS trust. Well, in response, NHS Kerno said its policy was to refuse funding for IVF where one or both partners have previously been sterilised.
Now, next on tonight's programme, the MP for Yeovil has become the latest West Country Conservative to call for Theresa May to change her proposed Brexit deal.
Marcus Fish says the Prime Minister should not expect to stay in position if she, as he described it, gives away the country in the negotiations. His comments came as Theresa May and Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn tried to gain support from business leaders.
Well, David Wood is live in Westminster for us this evening. So, David, what's the latest on the letters calling for a confidence vote tonight?
And coverage of Brexit and the growing pressure on Theresa May continues on the ITV News at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details. But before that, a cyclist from Somerset who was left with brain injuries and a broken neck after colliding with a car is warning drivers to be more aware of people on bikes.
Nearly 800 riders were killed or seriously injured on the region's roads last year. Over a third of accidents happened in the countryside. Here's Alice Key.
Alice Key with that report there. Now you're watching ITV News here in the West Country. Plenty more still to come on tonight's programme before 6:30, including... But first, if you've driven near Ashburton recently and spotted a 4.5 metre high Scout Walker from the Star Wars films, don't panic, you're not seeing things. A local man has built the replica of the craft seen in the film The Return of the Jedi near the A38 to attract visitors. However, he says Teignbridge Council has now told him he must take it down. Well, our reporter Claire Manning is there for us now. Claire, the model there behind you looks very impressive. It's become a bit of an attraction in its own right. Now it's time for the sport, and John T is here to tell us all about it. You're going to take us through the weekend's action, starting with a great game of rugby.
Yeah, the force was strong in this team, Kylie, over the week.
And next this evening, the carnival season came to a spectacular end over the weekend, with thousands watching the impressive carts in Glastonbury. The night before, crowds packed the streets of Wells to watch the carnival there.
Wow, looks like a lot of fun. Always amazing, those carts, aren't they?
Yeah, brilliant.
Now, you may have noticed, it feels a bit more wintry today. Charlie is going to have the latest on the cold snap in a moment, but first, the colours of autumn are still with us.
Yeah, at Killerton House near Exeter, the trees have been hanging on to their leaves, bringing some glorious colour. Jackie Bird has been to take a look with one of the gardeners there. Oh, that was lovely.
That was amazing.
I love autumn. It's my favourite season.
Yeah, wish I had a garden like that.
I know, that would be nice. It's not going to last for much longer though, autumn, is it? I mean, the trees look lovely there, but they won't be clinging onto them for much longer.
They do, and the ideal way, what is the opposite, the antidote, if you like, is actually a lot of...
Charlie, thanks very much. Now, just before we go, here's a reminder of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening.
That brings us to the close of this evening's programme, so it's goodbye from all of us. The late news tonight at a slightly later time because of I'm a Celebrity. That's on at 11 o'clock.
But now I'll hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. From all of us here, enjoy your evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 6. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.